Welcome. Today we're taking South Kaibab Trail down to Bright Angel Campground, and we'll camp out there tonight. Now we just got off the Hikers Express shuttle that left the Hikers Backcountry Permit office at 5 a.m. It's currently 5:31, so it takes half an hour to get here. So let's start the hike down. So this morning, the backpack that I've got going down to Bright Angel Campground to camp there weighed in at 33 pounds. That's 15.5 kilograms. I felt it starting to wear a little bit on my thighs on this downhill part. Not bad though. Absolutely beautiful views. So coming down the hill on South Kaibab Trail at the beginning, it's been just a slight decrease in elevation, running about 15 degrees. Not bad at all, but you do need to watch out for, there's a lot of rocks and quite a few steps going across the trail. So you do need to be careful with those. You don't want to trip and fall over the edge, or even trip and fall and sprain an ankle or something. Let's giddy up. So we're now at I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna be a geek. So we're currently at Hahua Point. Sounds Native American. Fact of the matter, I am actually a computer geek. So I should have pronounced that the sign the way it should have been. In fact, I'm such a geek. It was for about 10 years. I actually had a plastic pocket protector in my shirt. Didn't have the flip out, but had a pocket protector. Definitely something I didn't bring along on this trip, didn't need. Let's giddy up. So it wasn't that long ago, we just did the prickly pear hike in Helena, Montana, and we couldn't find any prickly pear at all. Here we come all the way to the Grand Canyon, and here it is all over the place. So at this point we've made it to Cedar Ridge. I expected to see more cedar trees. Not sure if these are cedar trees, but they could very well be. So when we left this morning, it was 43 degrees. Temperature at this point, I'm not sure what it is. So it's been perfect weather so far. This trail has had a lot of shade on it. Nice hike. Now it's currently mid-May. And like I mentioned, just perfect temperature. The temperature of the first few days I was at the Grand Canyon was in high 80s, mid 80s. And as you go down the trail, you can add 20 degrees once you get to the bottom. So it gets a lot hotter down as you go down. But it just so happened the day I'm going down into the canyon, and actually the day I'm going to go out too, temperatures cooled down. A cold front came down from the north, so perfect day. I suppose if you wanted it even more perfect, if you're hitting a hot day, April might be best. Not sure about the rain. Doesn't look like it gets a lot of rain here though. Let's giddy up. So back there just a short distance ago, that was the only incline that we've taken so far on this hike. It was about a 3% incline. Didn't go on very long, but I'd have to say it was the nicest part of this trail. The 3% incline, because with this 33 pounds on my back, I could lean forward, or when it declines I have to lean back to prevent myself from slipping. So at this point we've made it to Skeleton Point. Now I've looked all around the Skeleton Points area, this little rest stop area here, and I have to tell you, for all you treasure seekers, I highly expected to find a skeleton with his finger pointing to some lost treasure or a cave, but no such thing existed in here at Skeleton Point. Now Skeleton Point actually gets its name from the high number of mules that have died here, and this is a resting stop for mules. They tie them up to the pipes here and they take a rest. So the mules come up this trail. Now South Kaibab is pretty steep to back up, but it is the shortest distance. And so when they get to this point, the mules will just flop over and die. I don't think it happens too frequently, but this is the most common location for that to happen. Let's giddy up. So hiking down the trail there, I noticed what appeared to be some fresh mule poop. Now, mules, they wouldn't be coming up this early up the trail, so I can imagine what happened there was just someone stepped in the poop and opened it up, creating a fresh aroma of a poop smell. Let's giddy up. So coming down the trail, especially in this area, you have to take it rather slow. A lot of speed bumps. Well, I found the rake, but I can't find the sand pit for the golf course. We'll keep looking. Let's giddy up. So I just stopped back there, took another little break, taking my backpack off. We're probably about halfway down, and I've stopped 3 times. I'm not getting tired at all, because you know I do a lot of hiking, so it's just fine. It's just the weight I'm carrying, 33 pounds. Actually, it's 33 and a half. I can't forget that half a pound. And yeah, it's just really wearing on my back and on my arms here from the straps. So otherwise, if I had a light pack, I'd probably be down already. But I've been stopping, taking a lot of video, a lot of pictures, and some hygge moments, stopping and checking things out. So it's currently 8:15 in the morning. So we've been at it for about 2.5 hours now. So we made it to Tip-Off Point. There's some bathrooms here. The last bathrooms that there were up at Cedar Ridge. So you go quite a ways without getting to a bathroom. And there's no water on this entire trail, so you need to bring your own. I brought 32 ounces. I've gone through a quarter at this point. So just wondering if that's enough. Anyway, we got a ways to go down this way. So let's giddy up. So at this point here, you can actually hear the Colorado River roaring. Pretty cool. So back there at the rest stop, I was going to change into my shorts. I've been wanting to do so for quite a ways. Like I mentioned, it was 43 degrees when we started, so wearing jeans. And along the trail, I've been just dying to change into them. But it's a very populous trail. A lot of people going up and down it. So there really hasn't been a chance to do it out in nature. Once I got to the rest stop, went to the bathroom, thought about changing it, but I didn't want to add any more weight to my backpack. So I'm gonna suffer. Now at this point on South Kaibab Trail, it's gotten pretty red. Now this red comes from iron oxidation, and the wind's been blowing quite a bit. So a lot of this iron's been kicked up, blowing in my mouth. So evidently I'm not going to need to take my Flintstones chewable vitamins today. Grand Canyon mail service. So if you noticed on those mules, they don't pack them down very heavy. A lot unlike Nepal, where they're carrying quite a bit of weight. And speaking of Nepal, also, that's where I learned you take the inside trail when mules are going by, because if you were hiking this uphill in this hot sun all the time, you wouldn't be too happy either, and they could have a tendency to knock you over the cliff. So that's why you want to take the inside track of the hill. So FYI, continues to be beautiful views. So right down here we get our first glimpse of the Black Bridge. Now that was built in 1928. Not a mountain cliff, just a miniature. Enough screwing around, let's giddy up. Now right over here, you get your first glimpse of the Silver Bridge that spans the Colorado River. Now the Silver Bridge, that was built in 1960. And right down here, again, we still got a pretty good view of the Black Bridge. In here we have the mini-me Silver Bridge. So we've arrived at the Bright Angel camping spot. I chose number 9 here. It comes with a picnic table, food storage box, and a creek running through it.